Greetings, Earthlings! Some of you have wondered why the glass is wet or why there's water in the glass. I drink water, I have to be honest. However, it pays to rinse the glass before you put the beer in, because there's tiny rests of the detergent that you use, and so it can get totally foamy. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. So today we're going to talk about this beer and the soldier who never was. Sounds like a crime story, but it really isn't. Don't we love them? The small and the big stories about the beers we like. It's pretty much the same with the beer today. So, story goes like this. It is supposed to have happened in 1631. The 30-Year War rages through Europe, and the King Gustav of Sweden comes down to Bavaria to take the city of Aschaffenburg, or like the locals call it, Ascheberg. So, and while he is in a castle called Johannesburg, and while everything goes on for his royal household, they go down on the cellar and realize, and there is in the big barrels not a single drop of beer. So what can you do? It's in the middle of the 30-Year War. There is not a place where you can get beer, especially not around the corner. So they found a soldier called Josef Lögler who has a lame leg. That's why they call him the lame Seppel. Seppel is a short form of Josef. So the lame, der Schlappe, der lahme Seppel. And he's called that by his comrades. He does his job well. The king is totally happy, and the Schlappe Seppel, the lame Joseph, is born. While the Swedish troops withdraw, Lögler remains and stays with his new profession and the town he fell in love with. He is no longer part of the army, but becomes a brewer. His nickname, the sloppy, the lame Seppel, the Schlappe Seppel, remains within the city. So much for the legend. However, the Schlappe Seppel brew prop, the place he was supposed to be living and brewing, is still there today in Ascheberg. But otherwise, unfortunately, like it is so many times, things are rarely what they seem. Maybe we start with the city of Aschaffenburg, which is officially in Bavaria, but so close to Frankfurt and the border that people there speak a Hessian dialect, not a Bavarian dialect. So, the first thing, and as you already suspect, the soldier we're talking about never existed at all. The city archivist Hans Bernhard Spies described the alleged birth of the traditional brewery in 1631 and the story of the foot-sick soldier as a mere invention. Just at the moment when the brewery was about to celebrate its 375th birthday. What a bummer. From then on the label, which had before that event said brewed since 1631, they took that off the label. The historian was even able to prove that Wirtschaft zum Schlappeseppel was first mentioned in name in 1925 and not before. And even worse, the name could come from the fact that the landlord of said Wirtschaft served the guests in slippers, the house shoes, which in German are called Schlappen. So the Schlappe Seppel may simply mean the Sepp in slippers. Can it get worse? However, but to whom it may concern, the beer itself although the brewpub still stands, hasn't been brewed in the city of Aschaffenburg for a long time. Brewing operation was terminated there in 1975 already, and in 1978 the trademark rights were sold to the Hayland Brewery. We've been talking about this a couple of times. A lot of times old beers just like disappear, trademark rights get sold and bought, and a couple of years later, or decades later even, the beer pops up again, but it doesn't have anything to do with the original beer, because sometimes even recipes are lost or nobody cares actually, or beers are made that never existed before but under this name. So Haylands has the rights on the name Schlappesäppel, and this brewery gets bought and sold a couple of times, even by a guy called Dietmar Hopp, everybody in Germany, especially every football fan, knows. For our American friends, we're talking about soccer. So this brewery nowadays still exists, but it doesn't exist in Aschaffenburg, sondern out of town. So things, as I said, are not as they seem. The Gasthaus Brauerei Schlappesäppel continues to operate under this name, but watch this, they serve another beer by a brewery called Faust. They don't even serve Schlappesäppel anymore. Still confused? Trust me, it's not over yet. However, at the end of a long day, all we have is a good story. So forget your confusion and grab a cold one. So have a look at the aforementioned cold one. I love those swing tops, and they always give a beer a special feeling and special touch. It always seems to taste better if it comes out of a swing top bottle, doesn't it? To be honest. However, but the swing top cannot be the only thing with this beer, because in 2009 there's a German club called Probier, so Try the Beer Club, and the members of this club named the Schlappesäppel specialty, this one, Beer of the Year. So something is going right, and even if nothing is what it seems, the beer seems to be quite good. So, which is also proven by many fans this beer has in the area. So have a look. It's a Märzen, a bottom fermented beer. Has a real nice golden yellow copper color. I love this copper color. And it has about 5.6%. So for those who are interested in stuff like that. And it smells malty, bread-like, like bready, and with a hint of caramel in the back. Yeah, and actually it tastes like bread, malty too. I can't really taste the caramel though. Yeah, a little bitter at the end, sure, but that's how it always is. There is only a slight hint of caramel, maybe. So, how do we find that beer? Solid, totally solid. It's a solid 3, thumbs up, 3 out of 5. You can totally drink that one, and it even has a nice story to it. So, what do you want more in a beer? Have a good one. Thanks for watching, especially you, John, and go Tigers.